Hello. My name is Inez Phifer, and I'm here to tell you how the relatives helped me when I had a crisis situation. It's not easy to admit to you that I had a problem raising my granddaughter. This is really a hard story for me to tell, so I hope you don't mind. I'm going to read it to you. My story begins when my daughter, you might say, married the wrong man. However, two wonderful gifts came from that relationship. My two grandchildren, Madison and Adam. You see, our daughter died at the age of 39 from breast cancer. Madison's dad had suffered from substance abuse issues for years. Now the children needed stability, and we had more than enough evidence to take that evidence to court and get legal custody of them. Madison had just completed the 6th grade when we were awarded custody. She was full of anger, dealing with the death of her mom and dealing with her dad's substance abuse issues. She had been abused both verbally and physically. I could feel her pain from being left with the feeling of abandonment. She had trouble expressing her feelings. Anger escalated. Luckily, we were members of United Methodist Church because so many people helped us with Madison. But most of all, Tresca McSwain. Tresca, would you stand up? She became our youth coordinator at the time and took Madison under her wing and became her mentor. Tresca always engaged the youth to participate in projects to help the community. And one night, they cooked tacos and brought them over to the relatives, and I volunteered. And little did I know that that night would save a situation that got completely out of control. Madison became a teenager, and one might say parental supervision drove her up a tree. When she got caught making a wrong choice, she was a genius with her comments. I could not talk to her or make her understand how to deal with issues in a calm manner. She would convince counselors or anyone who would listen that I was her worst enemy. One night, her aggressive behavior, though, became violent. It was like a little monster came out because I had taken her phone away as a consequence. Madison lost her temper and pushed me so hard, I fell and broke my arm. I became so afraid. My body began to tremble uncontrollably, and I felt completely helpless. My husband was in the early stages of Alzheimer's, so, that was confusion for him, and her brother was totally shocked. This was a crisis situation. As I lay flat on the floor, the memory of the relatives came gushing to my head. I called Tresca. She quickly came to my rescue and brought Madison to the relatives. They spent time with her, trying to find out what in the world was going on. The next day I was conferenced with. They could tell we were not in a place we could solve our problem. Madison remained there for a whole week. Shaquila, stand up. She was my angel. She was our counselor. She was so wonderful in helping us understand that we both had issues. She counseled both of us until we could begin to resolve our problem. She taught us to listen to each other without interrupting, because I was bad at that. Madison lived in a safe environment where she experienced other teens helping out around the house. She saw how rules were calmly being enforced and feelings were shared. I'm very grateful to have had the relatives to help us solve our problems. I don't know what would have happened to us after that accident. We both had come to our frustration point. For a year, counselors kept phoning to see how we were doing. They didn't leave us. They stayed with us a whole year. Madison knows that Shaquila is a lifelong friend who she can call on at any time in her life. She even came back to Shaquila and said, "Help me with my senior project." Madison is a wonderful girl with a huge heart. In spite of all her past misfortunes, she finished high school as a fantastic student, swam on a swim team, played soccer, and enjoyed being a part of Dilworth's youth, Tresco. She's now a freshman at Appalachian State University. For the past 2 summers, she worked at Camp Toccoa, a Methodist camp in Hendersonville. They bragged on her how well she did, and I'm bragging on her today. I hope she can truly embrace how much I love her and how proud I am of the person she has become. Words could never express the gratitude I feel for the group of angels called the relatives. Thank you.